Hello, everyone, and welcome to the CGMP and I podcast. I should probably mention that P and I stands for Pixels and Ink. I'm sorry, it's our 200th episode. It's nerve-wracking. It's such a monumentous occasion.
It really is.
Think about it, 200 episode, guys. We've been around for what, like 5 of those episodes?
Yeah.
Who are we for such an honor?
Definitely none of us were there when it started. Absolutely not.
No.
Yeah.
I know.
Still involved with the organization who is out of town.
I have been here for like not even a month, and I don't know why I got this prestigious honor, but you know, whatever. It's cool.
Wait, Melanie wasn't in the...
No, I don't believe so.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. Hard to believe.
The before Melanie times.
I know. It's hard to imagine.
I know, right? It's hard to
You've
imagine.
really only been here a month?
No, I've been here since September. I've been here for a while.
If not, Jesus, it felt long. It felt really long.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
It feels like an eternity with me, and that's
No kidding.
You take that however you want to take it.
Mm-hmm.
So, joining me, of course, is my wonderful friend and co-host, Phil Brown.
Hi.
Oh,
Also.
so Phil's the co-host?
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
Okay, sitting across the table with me, at the other end, the head of the table, my
Yeah.
co-host, Cody Orm.
Co-host Cody.
Co. So-
How's everyone doing?
Oh, you know, you're talking to us, or you're talking to the audience?
Everyone.
Oh, okay.
I expect them to respond through their computer.
Okay, yeah, the
Like, oh,
comments.
I'm doing pretty good, Cody. No, just like when I say, how are you doing? They're going to say, you know, oh, I'm doing pretty good, Cody. Thank you for asking. And I'm never going to know.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe you will if you
Say
read
it
the
out
comments.
loud.
So, what are we gonna do? We're gonna get into. I mean, should we take a moment to go look back on the first episode of Pixels and Ink?
I think so. This is a pretty big deal. We need to go back to the very first episode.
Yeah,
And
the
All right.
origin story.
All right, here it is. One choice sample from the Pixels and Ink #1. Hi, welcome to Pixels and Ink podcast. I'm Brendan Fry, and this
Yeah.
is the #1 first ever podcast.
First one.
I
yeah.
know. Thank you
Never
for
thought I'd do
jumping
a
in, Wayne.
podcast.
I know it's.
Sorry, we haven't done a podcast before, so we're not very good at it. I'm Wayne, and I don't know podcast etiquette yet.
I know. What is it's like a new form of technology, really. It's the advent of its kind, really. Mm-hmm. I've heard of some things, and sitting across from me is John.
I'm Harry Goldstein.
Hi, Harry.
Thanks for being with us.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks, love.
So, what's going on in game news in this time of the year, which is currently
I think Silent Hill 3 is coming out.
Silent Hill
They say
3?
there's going to be a Silent Hill 3. But I'm
Oh,
not
I
sure.
just-
don't
I
know why.
think
God, Silent
if you want my
Hill
honest
2.
opinion, I think like Silent Hill Homecoming is gonna come out,
Okay, maybe Silent Hill Homecoming is coming
and
out.
maybe like Resident Evil 5. Wasn't that great? It was
Wow.
like a whole time.
That was amazing.
I
It's
know,
like a
right?
Different, like a little time
Yeah.
capsule.
I know it's
Different
almost
era.
it's like looking back on the 1940s and going, my God, how did they ever get by without like, you know, the
Man, think of
auto gyros?
legitimately though. Think of like when did this podcast 200 episodes ago? So like that's there's
Once a
52,
week.
There's 52 weeks in a year.
So,
So that's what.
So just over
200
4 years
weeks.
ago.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so 4 years ago.
Phil, don't
Sonic
eat that,
Boom
man.
Wasn't even out
I'm
yet.
doing it.
Don't eat it, Phil.
I'm doing it.
We got
Okay, I
we
guess-
got some office chocolate, and I grabbed some peanut-looking chocolates, hoping that they would actually be like peanut butter or something delicious inside. It's like the most disgusting baking chocolate that you could
Anyway,
possibly
back
imagine.
to like
Sorry.
actual, like the subject that people.
Sorry, no, he's gonna do it. No.
No, but like think about it. Like
fine.
4 years ago.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
not great, but it's fine.
Okay.
4 years ago, like Sonic Boom wasn't even out yet.
Oh my
Like
God.
the worst Sonic game was Sonic 06.
Back in those halcyon days.
Ooh, there's an aftertaste.
See? It's so gross. I told you. I told you. It's so bad.
Yeah, that went bad. That's
I
chocolate.
know. I tried to warn you. Those of you listening, you heard it first. I tried to warn
I
him.
thought you just had really high chocolate standards. I
No,
didn't
man.
realize.
It is just a gross piece of
It
chocolate.
tastes a little bit like soap by the end there.
And not even like the good like Hertz or what were those things called? The
Must be
soap
that
gum?
Must be prank candy.
Hey, imagine.
gotta be,
It's
yeah.
like it's because in that bakery they have like a little section for like dog food as well as like snacks
Maybe
for
it was
regular
dog
people.
chocolate.
Maybe it was dog chocolate.
That's true, because they're allergic to regular delicious chocolate.
Yeah,
That
that's
makes
the
sense.
problem. It's too delicious for dogs. They freak out. Oh,
But no,
God.
like
Sorry,
the-
Cody.
What else? The Wii U wasn't even out yet.
No, 4 years ago we were still in Wii time.
still- yeah,
Well, no,
PS4,
Wii
Xbox
U
One.
was on the horizon about.
Yeah, but we were still dicking around with motion controls. And,
I mean, we're still dicking around with motion controls, but that's besides the point.
3DS wasn't even out.
oh my. No,
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
No,
4 years
3DS.
ago?
I remember I was in my second year university when I got my 3DS, and that was like 7 years ago.
So I was still in high school when the 3DS came out.
Yeah, bro.
Well, then the podcast has been all around longer than the 4-year, 52-week math then, because I definitely reviewed it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay. Are you sure you didn't review like the new 3DS?
No, it was the 3DS when it first came out.
Huh.
Huh.
Yep.
Okay, so
Wow.
wait. Okay, so
should go back
it's
and, like,
200
see the
episodes,
numbers.
1 episode a week, so 200 weeks. There's 52 weeks in a year.
No. The 4-year math checks out. It just did that clearly. There's been some.
Well, I'm
I
telling-
think
yeah.
there's maybe been some stopping and starting and getting numbers wrong along the way.
Maybe.
Officially, this is the 200th episode.
Yeah, that is true. But I mean, yeah, because I know for a
swear to God,
fact.
we were in the 190s when I was still
Yeah, yeah.
interning here
Yeah.
last year.
It
And
was
I'm
a-
pretty sure that you can't even access the first 100.
Oh, really?
I don't
Well,
think they're
then-
Well,
gonna
that's
go
going to make
anywhere.
that.
Then
thing
yeah,
we
that
get
clip is going to be
pretty
weird.
difficult.
Whatever.
Yeah. It's
Just
fine.
just pretend it's the first
the clip
episode.
that played is
I'm just gonna
cool.
play a clip
It's
from
an
this
old one.
episode and just be like-
yeah. Or play last week. Yeah. Or no,
All right.
no, you should play a clip from the end of the episode.
Like this episode?
Yeah. And then, actually, you know what? Let's do a fake one right now.
Okay.
And then now the listeners will realize that we've duped them. And they've heard a clip. They've heard a clip that we just made up. So you guys ready? So we got to do fake names and everything because we already said we're not on it.
Well, no, we can't dupe them now because now it's just gonna eat into the. So it's a double dupe.
Yeah, it's a double dupe.
Yeah, they're going to
No,
They're gonna hear the dupe twice.
They would have heard the clip. It was fake. They thought, oh, that's weird. That was the worst episode. And now they've gotten to the point where realize, oh, that's why it was weird. Is because they made it up on the spot.
Okay.
So
All right, I'm down. It's
you be-
experimental
you be
podcasting.
Brendan, and
Hi,
I'll
I'm
be-
Brendan
I don't remember
Fry.
who the original hosts are. So I'll be
Wayne Santos, I guess.
Oh yeah, Wayne. I'll be
Are we
Wayne.
allowed to. Would he be okay with that, do you think?
Who cares?
Well, this is all a joke and
Yeah,
fake. So
that's true.
there's no way.
Wayne has a good sense of humor.
Oh yeah. Wayne won't mind at all. So I'll be Wayne, and you be
Melanie.
Mel. Yeah, you be Mel.
Okay.
I don't know. We said Mel's not on it. Just John. Say you're John.
No, I
Yeah.
think Mel was there from the start. Pretty sure.
No, she wasn't. We already had this discussion
Oh, did
on
we?
this podcast.
Oh, I wasn't paying
Like,
attention. I was
literally
thinking
minutes
about
ago.
other. I was thinking about something else.
All right, so you started off as Brendan, and I'll jump in as Wayne, and then you do John. And we'll do like 30 seconds.
Hi, welcome to Pixels and Ink podcast. I'm Brendan Fry, and this
Yeah.
is the #1 first ever podcast.
First one.
I
yeah.
know. Thank you
Never
for
thought I'd do
jumping
a
in, Wayne.
podcast.
I know it's.
Sorry, we haven't done a podcast before, so we're not very good at it. I'm Wayne, and I don't know podcast etiquette yet.
I know. What is? It's like a new form of technology. Really, it's the advent of its kind. Really. I've heard of some things, and sitting across from me is John.
I'm Harry Goldstein.
Hi, Harry.
Thanks for being with us.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks, love.
So, what's going on in game news in this time of the year, which is currently
I think Silent Hill 3 is coming out.
Silent Hill
They say
3?
there's going to be a Silent Hill 3. But I'm
Oh,
not
I
sure.
just-
don't
I
know why.
think
God,
if
Silent
you want my
Hill
honest
2.
opinion, I think like Silent Hill Homecoming is gonna come out,
Okay, maybe Silent Hill Homecoming is coming
and
out.
maybe like Resident Evil 5.
Okay, well, this clip fooled nobody. But they'll still get to that point.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, but they'll still get to the point where we cycle back and talk about it, and they'll just be extra irritated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be good.
And we're back.
All right.
So,
Do you think Harry Goldstein was a little too much?
No, I think it was
a
just
little bit,
enough.
but it was in a good way.
Okay.
So, game news time. First, what do we got, Cody?
Oh, yeah. So the El Presidente of Platinum Games has stepped down.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna really try, really hard. I'm
Take
very
a-
sorry. Tetsuya Minami. Tetsuya Minami.
Yeah, that sounds right. Sounds right to me.
Tetsuya, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's
Didn't someone
maybe-
replace him though? Too?
Yeah, I didn't read the article.
Oh.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I think someone stepped up to like replace.
Well,
him.
yeah. Well, I mean, they
Possibly.
probably. That's how these things
That's how-
work.
yeah. Okay.
No, but
It just steps down. The whole thing's in chaos.
It's interesting though, because like they just did Star Fox, and now he's gone.
Yeah.
Maybe something about Star Fox Zero, set him over the edge, and he thought, you know what, gonna abandon
Well,
this
also,
shit.
they're in the middle of development for Dragon Scale, right?
Yes.
Dragon
Maybe,
Seal?
maybe we got headhunted and he's going to show up somewhere else next week.
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, that's pretty good news. I'm not like it's good news. Like
I mean,
it was a good piece of news. It's not positive.
Platinum Games is probably one of my favorite developers.
Yeah.
They make a lot of games that are similar, but I
What
mean,
else have they done?
They did Bayonetta,
Oh, yeah.
Mad World,
Oh, I love Mad World.
Vanquish.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do really. They make
They do a sequel to Mad World, but obviously they will never
Anarchy
be doing
Reigns.
that. Yeah. What?
Anarchy Reigns is kind of spiritual successor.
but it's not. Yeah.
I mean, it has all the characters. It's not good. It's not as good. It's a decent game, but
Mad World was fantastic, though. That
Oh,
was one
yeah.
of the best Wii games by far. I love that thing.
yeah. Oh, it's up there.
Yeah.
It doesn't get. No, I think what happened is like now that the Wii's kind of like gone and people can like look back and reflect on it,
Yeah.
it's definitely people have given it a lot more credit than when it came out.
Yeah.
I agree. Because it looked clunky. It had a weird art style that no one was a fan of. But
Yeah.
like people wanted Call of Duty and Halos and Gears of War. Like they didn't
Well, the
want
problem, no, the
artistic
thing is-
weird stuff.
Okay, so at that point in time, the Wii was so deprived of M-rated games that fans, Sega thought that fans really wanted that. So they released Mad World and what was the
Is the zombie shooting one?
the House of the Dead.
Yeah,
House of the
Dead,
Overkill.
which I
Overkill.
loved as well.
That was a
Was
good game too.
so
But
funny.
no one really
He didn't
bought
do well.
them.
Yeah, I think we were the only ones that bought them.
Yeah.
Three of us.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't buy it. I just rented it.
I bought them like the day they came out.
Oh.
They're great games.
Because I didn't have a PS3 at the time or an
Yeah.
Xbox.
And the
that-
two
it was my
Conduit
only
games.
system.
They did the two Conduit games too.
Uh,
Conduit, I mean, they were okay.
Wasn't really for me.
And so they tried really hard to push those. Like, hey guys, look at this. And then it turns out the reason why there weren't any M-rated games on the Wii was because no one would buy them.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucked, especially because. But that was the big thing with Platinum Games and Sega, their partnership. A lot of those are really quality titles that they had. Like even Bayonetta didn't really sell that well.
Yeah.
And Vanquish was great.
Bayonetta didn't come out really.
Yeah, it was just
No, it was an Xbox 360.
Yeah, and I was gonna say because it didn't come out with like a hard launch, right? I think if almost like it was, didn't it follow Devil May Cry 4? Like it came out like 2 or 3 years after DMC4, if I remember.
Yeah, well, that was the other thing. They also came out far enough in the Wii cycle that at that point, like the people that played M-rated games had kind of moved on from the Wii. It didn't
Yeah,
play
that too.
anymore. It
They
was
weren't.
pretty
If
well
they would
just
have come
being
out,
families.
if they would have come out like right at the beginning with like Red Steel and stuff like that, I think
yeah.
it would have been a better.
Or if they'd come out in the beginning with Red Steel 2, but hindsight's 2020.
Well, no, yeah. But no, it's. I mean, I'm sure there's reasons for his stepping down. Hopefully, they're good reasons and not anything too bad.
Yeah, I get you.
We should wish him all the best, and hopefully, Platinum Games doesn't suffer too hard from this. 'Cause-
I don't think they will.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But I mean, you never know what happens.
People are not happy with Star Fox. Did you not see the comment you got on your review, Phil?
Oh no!
How much did Nintendo pay you for that 9.5?
Wow.
I got the exact same comment on my Amiibo Festival review. Welcome to the club,
okay.
man.
I don't care.
Yeah, sometimes you
I
can,
really don't care.
like. That's the thing. Like,
Because the thing is, when I released my Smash Brothers review for the Wii U, I got a bunch of comments of people saying, "How dare you give this an 8.5? This is disgusting. You don't understand. You don't love Nintendo enough."
I think you're.
And now
What?
I'm a chill. Yeah.
I think you're
one
being
game to the
generous
next.
with-
Yeah.
I think you're being generous
For that-
for that 8.5.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the Wii U one is the best one they've made.
I think it's solid. It just didn't feel like like level above.
no, but
like
it's
the
a
previous
solid
two
enough
had.
game. Like
It was fine. It's just if you're only going to release one entry in a franchise per console, it should be that much better.
yeah, I guess I agree.
Yeah. And it was still really good. I gave it an 8.5. It was fun. Super
agree with
fun.
that.
It's just I just basically felt like I was playing the last one again with slightly better graphics.
I think I had slightly better controls too. It felt better. Felt
Felt
tighter.
exactly the same to me.
You know,
I really-
Brawl had a lot of stupid
Did
stuff
you,
going on.
Speaking of, well, I guess we'll talk about that later with Star Fox. But yeah, no, that's kind of sad that that someone would immediately question your.
Well, because 90% of the critics out there are all like, "Oh, Star Fox is stupid. It's the same game," and it's like, okay,
I mean, that's exactly what you said. So.
I kind of agree with that, but I wouldn't give someone. I wouldn't be all like, "Oh, how much did you get paid for a good review? How much
Yeah.
amiibos did you get?" Like, if you gave it a good review because you genuinely liked it, that's fine. It's your
I
opinion
know.
on it.
Well,
And I'm not saying it's a bad game. I enjoyed my time with it, but it's like
Yeah.
it's my same thing that I had with 3D world. Is that it looks good, it feels good, it's fun for the time you play it, but it feels kind of it looked
3D
and
World
felt
wasn't
hollow.
fun for the time you played it.
Let's just why don't we just get into Star Fox right now since I may have to leave early anyway.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
So,
Yeah, Phil.
I'll just say, preview what you've been playing. Played Star Fox, really liked it. I gave it a 9.5, like we've been saying.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I really did. I mean, I think a lot of it just comes down to expectation. Like, I thought it looked beautiful. The controls are incredibly tricky at first.
Yeah.
But once
Did
you
you
get the
play
hang
with
of
it off? Like, because
No, never. I
okay.
only ever did it with the 2 controllers.
Because I turned the controls off, and I thought it worked perfectly fine without them.
I'm sure it would. I knew, like, as soon as I did the first training level, I was like, there's going to be a learning curve here. But as soon as I get this, I'm going to love it. And then, that's
Exactly.
what
Yeah.
happened. It's exactly what happened. No, I thought it was kind of brilliant. I thought it was really fun in the control thing. I thought it looked beautiful. I thought the steep increase in levels was exactly what I anticipated from Star Fox. I mean, sure, like in terms of numbers,
Cody, turn your phone off.
there's not many levels relative to what we expect from larger games. But like honestly, when I play a Nintendo game like Star Fox or a Mario 3D World or Smash Brothers or any of their big franchise titles, I'm expecting it to be an old-fashioned gamey game experience. That's what I want. That's why I'm playing a Nintendo game. And I can understand people like saying, "Oh, this doesn't compete." But I mean, like, Star Wars Battlefront got great reviews, and I felt there was just as little content on that. It's just that content was online. So I don't understand the thing there. And then also, it was mildly disappointing there was an online multiplayer for it, in particular from having just mentioned Star Wars Battlefront, how much I love the dogfights in that. They could have worked here, but it would have been pretty much impossible to do with the 2 screen controls. I'm sure there were just way too many headaches to make that work online. And B, they tossed in the Star Fox Guard game, which I really enjoyed for what it is as a minigame thing. Yeah, super fun. Really like stressful, but never like I wanted to punch someone stressful.
Yeah,
exactly. And I don't even normally like tower defense games. I just found the like camera thing kind of brilliant and something that, again, in both cases of the dual aiming system and minigame, really, really ingenious use of the gamepad.
That's really cool.
Yeah, talk a little bit about like some background stuff.
Yeah.
There was a bit of a debate of who was going to end up doing the review, you or me.
Yeah.
And you actually like messaged me when you realized that Star Fox Guard was in there too, and you were kind of like, do you want to do this or? And I was like, dude, you can add that in the review. It's fine. It's not a full-fledged game by any means.
It's not.
But
No.
It's still a really fun little side thing.
100%, and I think that's how it's how it should be viewed. Like I did see they are selling it separately for like $20.
Yeah,
and I like a $20 price point. I guess fine. I just feel like it makes more sense to buy it as both.
Yeah,
I think it should just be. It is what it is. Like they made it because they didn't have the time to properly implement a multiplayer, so they wanted to make sure to have something extra, and they did.
Which is a real shame too, because like one of my favorite things about Star Fox Command on the DS was the multiplayer, because like the stick controls was actually incredibly fluid with that game, and playing that game online, like with just the all range like 4-on-4 dogfights, was so much fun. Yeah. No, I can't pretend I wasn't mildly disappointed there wasn't multiplayer in there, but at the same time, like I don't care that much.
No,
I don't do a lot
such
of
a
online
crisp
multiplayer.
game too, and like there was it in a lot of ways. It felt like a back to basics for the franchise,
Totally,
but
yeah.
with a completely different type of a game experience that you can only get on the Wii U.
Yeah.
And this would have been a great game as a launch title.
Totally. I think this would have been one that would have gotten people excited about the Wii U. Would have gotten like and not just people that would have bought it, but like designers as well in terms of what's possible with the controls. And I did feel as well, in terms of people complaining about the repetition, I thought the levels were like large and intense in ways that never would have been possible on any other system. And some of them were amazing. Like there's one where like part of it is you're in dogfights surrounding a standoff between 2 fleets of big ships, and you got to take out the lead ship, and you have to like dogfight your way through into the ship, and then when you get to the ship, you have to turn the R-wing into the walker and like run inside that ship, blow it up, and then fly out like Death Star, Lando Calrissian.
That looked cool.
Stuff like that is amazing.
Did you catch a lot of the little secrets that they had in there?
I got like a couple by accident.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah. It was one of those, and it was also one of those situations where, like, I got it on Friday, and we had to have the review up for Wednesday
Yeah,
right?
that's
so
the.
It was
that's
more
the thing,
about
too,
just
a lot of
getting
people don't
done.
realize.
Are you like taking pictures or?
No, I'm just reading a message
Okay,
that
fair enough.
one of our interns sent me about
no, totally fair.
about being a dick.
You were.
Oh yeah, no, he said that to me too. He's like, sorry for being sassy bitch. And I was
Oh,
like,
what?
you
Did he just
were.
call? I was gonna say, did he just copy paste the message and send it to both of
he
us?
just sent me a small one.
A-hole.
Yeah,
No, it's just the way your eyes were darting from us to the phone. I was like, am I being illicitly?
Yeah. Save those for later.
Doesn't seem right.
Big 200 special, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But anyway, I have to admit, when the reviews came through and we were one of the, we weren't even the highest on Metacritic.
Yeah.
There was one above us. Gave it 96, but other than that, we were the only other one in the 90s, and I gotta admit I was shocked because I loved it. I think a lot of it's just expectation, and ultimately, like, I do enjoy those simple games.
Yeah.
I really do. I can understand if like you play games because you want them a
Big
Skyrim
full experiences.
yeah, and it feels like a ripoff to you if you haven't like, lost a month of your life to it.
Yeah.
Only doing that, then yeah, totally. Star Fox will probably disappoint you.
I think I need to actually sit down with it.
There's like a nice.
Oh sure,
sorry
just
for interrupting.
just talk over the host. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what we
so
do
it's
at
like,
Speed
well, I mean,
P&I.
you're taking my place, so I'm taking yours. No, go.
I was gonna say I think I need to spend more time with it because like that was my only worry is that like as I was playing it I was having fun, but the first level was so similar to Star Fox 64 to me that I felt like initially I was like, oh my god, like the rest of the game is gonna be
It's
this
not.
hollow.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, like even that first level, I didn't like. It's not beat for beat.
It kind of is. It's got the stupid robots throwing the girders, and it's got the parts you fly under.
It has elements
You know,
that are similar.
it felt a lot like the same to me. I'm just those,
Well,
but those are my feelings, and I want to play more of it to prove myself
I think
wrong.
that there's something to be said for like having variety in games. Not every game needs to be a super immersive, deep thing. Sometimes a game can get by on just really solid gameplay, and I think Star Fox Zero is one of those.
Yeah, that
games.
was super fun. And also, in what you were saying before, there's plenty of variants. Don't worry about that. There's lots of different.
The second
levels and
level itself, like
vehicles and
right
everything.
after the first level, the second level is like nothing I've seen in a Star Fox game.
And the first one was designed. It was more to be like, "Yay, we're here! Remember the whole gang? They're gonna say it all."
Okay,
Because
Exactly.
if that's
when
the
you beat
case,
boss, the guy even says, "I failed you." Like they have
Yeah.
dialogue drops from it. You know what I mean?
I
Oh,
guess.
so when he says it, it's like, oh, okay, I can see it. But like when I'm saying that, you're
Yeah.
like, no, this is not. No, you can't do
Well, I don't want to argue with Phil. We don't have a lot of time with him
Yeah, it's fair.
today.
Totally fair.
Yeah, no. One of the sorry to go back to it.
Yeah,
One of the cool secrets. I don't want to like spoil anything for anyone, but they're one of the really cool secrets that when I was sitting with they told me to do it.
Yeah.
I was sitting with the like communications head of Nintendo when I was previewing it. It was like you drop down into your R wing from your R wing to the walker. It was in the first level on that button. Is this the one you found by accident?
No.
Okay,
no.
so you drop down onto the button. It opens up a door. You go through the door, and a ship flies over you, and it has those like there's like these spider robots that are like crawling all over it. You have to destroy all the spider robots, and then you get a secret extra boss.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and like you could ignore that, and you just have like another area that'll take you back around to the boss that you have there. But if you save the ship, you get a different boss to fight.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that where that's something that was commonplace in like the N64 era, even the Super Nintendo era.
Yeah.
But kind of got lost somewhere when games became more of like a cinematic experience.
Yeah.
It's a really cool video game thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely designed to be like played over and over again.
I just want a goddamn sequel to Star Fox Adventures. Is that so much to ask?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that game sucks.
That game does not suck. Whatever. Okay, Phil, we got 10 minutes left with you. Movie news and movie
Jesus.
reviews.
Okay,
Go.
well, I'll
10
stretch
minutes.
this. No, I can stay for 20. All right, movie news. Okay, we'll cut this down to the basics. First up, Joss Whedon did an interview this week where he said that he like essentially apologized for complaining so much about how Marvel treated him on Age of Ultron last
Really?
year. Yeah, he said that it was basically like I think part of it is he has a very self-depreciating sense of humor that I don't think people don't pick up on, and B really doesn't like translate well when only one thing is isolated and turned into like a clickbait feature.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it was him just kind of joking around, and he ultimately said that like Avengers he had problems with, but like no more than he had with any studio, and a lot of it he's happy to take blame for stuff as well, and that he's still immensely proud of the movie, and he even said that he now that he's actually had a break from Marvel for the first time in like 5 years, that he would even be more than happy to go back someday.
That's cool.
Do they have a different director for the next Avengers
It's gonna
movie?
be the Russo
Infinity
brothers.
Wars.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So same dudes that did Winter Soldier and then.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So it's gonna be. Oh, okay. I'm actually excited
Hopefully,
for that
like,
because I
Darker in tone
I'm
a little
gonna
bit,
be
maybe.
I'm gonna be that person. The Avengers movies didn't do much for me.
Really?
Even the first one?
No, like okay, I went to see the first one like 3 times in theaters.
Yeah.
After that though, I didn't want to pick it up on Blu-ray
Really?
or anything like
Really?
that.
I
Yeah,
can
'cause
still watch the
they're-
Avengers.
So much fun.
They're fun, but I need a little bit of like some kind of.
I'll give you that one,
They're
Cody.
just
On
action movies.
I'll give you that one on Age of Ultron, but the first Avengers, man,
Yeah?
there's
I
so
mean-
much going on
I
there.
disagree. I would say there's more depth in Age of Ultron.
think?
It's just not like as tightly.
Yeah,
wound a movie.
really?
Yeah, for sure. Avengers, there isn't much going on below the surface.
It's a big. It's literally it's like a visual experience, and once that wears off,
Yeah.
I didn't have as much to. Now don't get me wrong, I love the Avengers and everything. I'm not trying to like crap
Yeah.
on it or anything. It's just after the cinematic experience I had, I don't have any interest in watching it on a smaller screen on a smaller
should.
screen.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
great.
it's super
I-
fun. It's just
okay.
like it's just pure joy.
It's
like
same thing with
watching,
Guardians of the
It's
Galaxy.
like watching like one of the early Superman movies or something. You know,
Oh.
Yeah.
it's just like just
Speaking
pure
of
fun.
which,
Yeah.
I went and saw Batman vs Superman:
Yeah.
Dawn of Justice
Yeah, what'd you
on
think?
Friday. I think your review was a little fucking generous, dude. It was not. You know what? And me and my buddy walked to the theater. I just looked at him. I'm just like, you know what? I'm like, at least. I was just like, you know, I couldn't even bring myself. I was like, Spider-Man 3 was actually better than that.
That's
No.
nonsense.
You know,
That's
but and that's my thing is that
nonsense.
you know what? At least Spider-Man 3 was a bad movie, but I had fun watching it. I did
Yeah.
not have fun during Batman vs
I had
Superman.
a lot of fun with that.
It
Yeah,
was
I'm surprised because it's
dreary.
fun. They
It
punch
was
each other and stuff.
boring. Even that. Oh yeah, that's all it is. Really. Batman punches Superman. Superman punches Batman back. Then they find out their mom's the same person, and then they have the
Not
best
person.
friends.
Yeah, that's the
I-
same, man.
I don't want to get too much into this, but like
No, we don't
I
have time for
enjoyed
it.
it for what it was.
Yeah,
I didn't
don't-
hate it.
Yeah, I don't think it's like the worst movie ever made.
I don't think so either, but
probably
it was
never
bad.
wanna See it again.
I feel like a lot
I
of
thought it was
it.
better than Man of Steel.
Yeah, I think
I don't
a
feel like
lot of
that's
the-
saying much.
I feel a lot of the distaste towards it is that it's not like one of those beloved Marvel movies.
No,
I
it
think
wasn't
has
even
a
that
different
for me
tone and
though.
a different feel to it that I feel people have become accustomed to a certain type of superhero movie, and this one kind of came along. And I don't want to like question Phil's authority because you wrote a very good review.
Yeah.
I just
No,
I don't I
no, I hear what you're saying. I just don't like the us versus them, DC versus Marvel mentality.
No.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
no, and that's the thing. I,
don't
feel like
that.
a lot
I think
of
that's so silly.
Yeah,
I
no.
hated it in the comic book days, and I especially
Well,
hate
because
it
I mean,
now.
I love
I
Superman and I
totally-
love Batman.
I totally agree. I'm
Yeah.
I like my favorite comic series is the X-Men.
Yeah.
But I still like Batman is like how can you dislike Batman? You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I don't
He's
I don't
Batman.
pick a side.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, I felt like it's nothing to do with like, you know, whether or not I like the Marvel movies better than the DC movies. Is that like, the reason that I kind of do like those movies a little bit better is it just because they're lighter in tone. Like they sort of meet the same like points, and they have like moments where they're serious, and yet they can still pick it up and be fun, and like they have the same weight with like an enjoyment factor. This one didn't. Like it was just 2 hours of being bored and watching a stupid plot unfold and like trying to figure out what the hell. I swear to God, there was a point where like Lex Luthor said something, and I looked at my buddy. I was like, wait a minute, like wait, what? Like did I miss something? Like it just felt like everything was changing really rapidly, especially with Luthor's
I
character.
don't feel like that.
It was
I
choppy,
swear to
for
God.
sure.
It was choppy.
There was a part
I think
where
a lot of that
the-
has to do
oh.
with the when you get that like 4-hour cut
Yeah,
that they're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about. It's gonna make a lot more sense.
It was the
But-
part where Lex told Superman to kill Batman for reasons, and I was like, wait a minute, why does he want to kill Batman? When did Batman and Luthor interact? And then I realized it was because he stole the kryptonite, and
and
it was like
also
such a
they've
lame
known each
scene.
other for a while too, right?
Well, Batman and Luthor.
Well, Luthor's known of Batman for a while.
Yeah,
Batman's
this
been
whole
around for a
thing-
long time,
this
and
movie
Luthor was
is-
But his
around
whole
for-
motivation for wanting to kill him made no sense.
Well, no, he stole his kryptonite. Like that was his thing, and he took it.
That was mine.
Plus, I'm
Well,
positive
yeah,
that
like, I would-
whatever Luthor's plan is not Like there's still extends to whatever Justice League.
And I was really hoping at the end when he shows up in jail that like when they were like getting him all like, come on boy, get in the cell, that like Gorilla Grodd would just show up and be like, this one's mine.
Sorry, just keep going with the news.
Yeah, okay, back.
It's been
Anyway,
like a really like disjointed.
This really
episode.
has. But
Sorry.
Hey, it's a 200th.
Yeah, man.
Plus,
Woo.
we put Jordan in charge.
Yeah.
So that we should have known everything.
So there's
was
some
gonna go to
order
hell.
when I'm host.
no.
Yeah. All right. Next up. This is a weird one. A Salt Lake City movie theater was fined $25,000 for serving booze at a Deadpool screening. This is one of those like VIP theaters where you can get drinks, and apparently there's some obscure law in Utah where alcohol can't be served anywhere where you're projecting images of human sexuality. And so because Deadpool has a couple sex scenes and some boobies in it, the theater got fined
do they not know
$25,000.
of like causation and correlation? Like
Salt Lake City, man.
Well, I guess they're afraid.
Mormon paradise.
I guess they're afraid of like some kind of like.
Are you telling me that
happening or
drinking
something.
alcohol might lead to sexual activity
It's
with
just
women
pure, unadulterated Puritanism.
or men?
Or
you know,
men. Men,
it
too.
happen.
Yeah. All right. Next up.
Don't wanna-
Speaking of
Exclude anyone.
Leave people out, yeah.
the Justice League movie that's quietly shooting right now.
Oh, okay.
They showed footage of Henry Cavill on the set, so
Cool.
don't worry about Superman being dead.
Spoiler.
Oh yeah,
spoiler.
because we all thought he was dead at the end of that
Spoiler.
movie.
Spoiler.
But
Oh,
it's fine.
screw off!
Anyone
It was
who's
such a
gonna see it will have
stupid
seen it by
thing.
now.
Like I don't even
Okay, here's the thing.
care.
Are we allowed to talk about the Batman for Superman spoilers now? It's been a long
Yeah,
time.
and you know what, Cody? I don't care. It was such a stupid ending.
The second we saw Doomsday.
Yeah, we knew what was
on the
happening.
screen, like, there's no way that anyone could possibly be like.
Yeah.
Like everyone knew, right? Like there's no.
I hope so.
question,
I
right?
don't know. I didn't think that they were gonna kill him. I was surprised that they did. I was disappointed because I know it's not gonna stick. But
Yeah, because that's the death of Superman,
Yeah.
right? That happened in the. Oh my God! Can you imagine if he comes back with a slick mullet and a black suit?
They're not going to do the mullet. but
Oh,
they've already
no.
done so much Jesus stuff with this particular
want them-
Superman that it only makes
want the
sense.
mullet.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
want
bring back the
mullet.
mullet.
So anyway,
Warner Brothers, you want my love? Bring back the mullet.
They even had like on the casket. There was like it was like black with the silver on it.
Yeah,
That was,
Yeah, I like that. Like that was a nice little,
nice
and
little
you
nod.
know what? And I liked I liked a little bit of the visuals that was going on because at the part near the end where like Batman like hooks onto the wall and he does like the pose from like the cover of Dark Knight Returns. I like that a lot. Stylistically, it was actually pretty nice to look at sometimes.
The action scenes were great.
They should have
it looked beautiful.
They should have like a Superman movie with like the multiple Supermen. Like
Oh,
they did.
yeah. Let's bring back Steel.
Yeah,
Steel was
yeah.
awesome. Dude.
Call Shaquille O'Neal. He's not
right?
busy these
Yeah.
days.
All right.
keep going.
So yeah, in the Justice League movie, Willem Dafoe has been cast as an unknown, which I'm
Yeah.
assuming means just voice of Darkseid.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Darkseid's gonna be the villain. That goes
But
without saying.
Darkseid didn't have a Willem Dafoe voice. He had a very deep voice.
We talking about Darkseid. He had a word bubble written in
Well,
pencil.
in all like the animated versions, he's got dark, deep voice.
So,
I mean,
So
when I think
buttons.
of Darkseid, I don't think of
so
Willem
there was
Dafoe.
no version of.
He's gonna come in like,
no version of Iron Man.
"Hello, Spiderman."
No version of Iron Man before Robert Downey Jr. was remotely like Robert Downey Jr.
Well, I'm
And
not.
it worked just
I'm
fine.
not saying.
I'm just
Well, whatever.
he's such
It's an unnamed role. It could be anything.
He's such
Shut up.
such a big, like imposing figure. I don't think Willem Dafoe's voice would match it. But with that being said,
Yeah.
if there's a talented MFer out there who could pull it off, it's Willem
Probably
Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe.
Who knows? Yeah.
I
who
mean,
knows
you
what he's
could.
gonna
I
do.
mean, yeah. I take it back. You can cast Willem Dafoe literally in any
it's
role.
hard
Yeah,
to say.
he
He
played
I want to
with
see a movie
Jesus.
that's just every character is Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe was Jesus. You're telling me he can't be?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. All right, next up, this just happened today. Robert Downey Jr. is going to be in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Nice.
Which,
Tony?
as I assume, I think that like they're gonna like have him be sort of the mentor to Peter Parker. I think it'll be fine. Everything I've heard about Civil War so far says that it's like one of the best Spider-Man presentations yet. And it's an easy way to keep Robert Downey Jr. central to the Marvel universe without making any more Iron Man movies.
No, like I get it. It's just I don't.
It doesn't really make
I just
sense
like
continuity wise.
Spider-Man so
Why?
much that he
I
doesn't.
don't know.
Like, yeah,
Spider-Man
like,
kind of taught himself. That's what kind of
Why?
makes him
why does
the
he
figure
need
that he is.
Iron Man, like
He had to-
every-
he
like,
had to learn it
Spider-Man-
all on his
Spider-Man
own.
Always like kind of ran into Iron Man later. It was never like
Yeah, but Iron Man was never central to the Marvel universe. This is already very different.
yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
another. I was gonna say problem,
Again, like,
but
if
I'm gonna get enough flame for being like,
If you're going for-
top much.
If you're going for a reboot sort of thing, like one of the essential characteristics of Spider-Man is that he is a hero by accident. It's not fortune, not virtue. It's he got these powers and he had to learn on his own to use them, and that's sort of like what makes him relatable. It's that like transitioning from not having any responsibility to having all the responsibility, and any person can relate to that. If you have some guy now teaching him how to be the hero, I feel like it undercuts that just a little bit.
Yeah. I don't think Tony Stark's going to be teaching him how to be the hero. I think he's going to help him make his web shooters. I think it's going to really be that simple.
Okay, if that's it, then fine.
No,
Sorry, I'm not as I'm not as optimistic as Phil over here.
That's actually worse to me because Spider-Man.
Yeah, again,
the whole
undercuts
point
his
of-
genius.
Yeah, the whole
But
point
wasn't
of Spider-Man.
like from the first issue of Amazing Spider-Man, buddies with Reed Richards and had Reed Richards helping him out all the time?
I
I don't think so.
Yes.
I thought
Yes,
the whole
so.
point of.
I don't know. I don't
thought
read
so.
comic books.
Okay, I
Yes,
thought
so.
the
Comic
whole
books are
point
for
of-
nerds.
Reed Richards was the one that figured out the symbiote suit was a symbiote.
I thought the whole point.
I thought it was the Doc Connor
Yeah,
who
I thought it was
figured it
Doc
out.
Connor.
No.
Really?
That
Are
was
you
in
sure?
Spider-Man 3.
No.
The garbage.
No.
No.
I'm looking back at the TV show.
I'm
No.
thinking the TV animated series too.
Oh, I see. So we're already not following actual continuity. So why do we care?
No. What I'm saying is, though, wasn't the whole point of Spider-Man being able to build his web shooter to show that he's like super smart?
Yeah, he's a smart scientist, yeah.
So he's gonna get Tony Stark to do it instead.
Who cares? Why does it make a difference?
He's not super
I
smart.
care, damn it.
The
So he's
in, the
not
Sam
super
Raimi,
smart.
in the
He's-
Sam Raimi ones, he shot web out of
Yeah,
but
because
they
it
did
makes
other-
more
they showed
sense. They didn't
other-
need to
Yeah,
get into
showed
that
other
shit.
ways.
It worked, and then you didn't
Yeah,
care.
but they showed
so
other
why
ways.
is this a problem?
No, because they showed other ways of that. Like, they showed other
I think
other
because
ways that he's super smart. That's not
Well,
how I
and
want to
I
word
don't
it.
think
But
just by virtue of the fact that he's friends with Tony Stark doesn't mean he's going to be super smart. If anything, I'd say the reason Tony Stark's helping out a troubled teen is because they can
guess.
relate on an intellectual level.
I guess I just
Perhaps.
don't.
They was
I
buddies
like
with Reed
Spider-Man.
Richards.
I
Reed
think-
Richards used to help all the time.
I
This
really
was, like,
enjoyed-
fundamental
I know.
and standard.
Yeah.
I've actually really enjoyed the dynamic where Phil is the most positive person at the table
Yeah.
right now.
Well, it's just this stuff happens all the time where I'll like get in an argument with someone who's like, no, that's not what it was like, and then like 30 minutes in the conversation, I'll be like, you only watched the X-Men cartoon show, didn't you? Well, then this doesn't count. This is if we're gonna be Puritan, we got to be Puritan to the source.
You also have to
True.
remember,
That's true.
I
Can't argue
only
with
have a certain amount of years behind me and
Oh, no,
so
I
many
understand.
stories to
Yeah.
to watch.
I grew up reading
So,
Batman,
Oh, of course.
so
I can't say that I'm
to be
I'm an
clear,
authority.
I didn't grow
just-
up in the 60s either.
Yeah,
I
no.
put my work in. And I want to point out, I did that at a time without Wikipedia.
F
Yeah,
that.
that's
I
right.
ain't putting
Yeah.
no time in for that.
Even now with Wikipedia.
Yeah, no, forget
sounds
it,
like a
man. It's
chore.
too much reading.
But I don't want Tony Stark and Spider-Man
I don't
there. I just
like
said
it.
it. I just want.
I don't like
want
it. I
Spider-Man
don't want
and
it.
Spider-Man. That's it.
Okay, whatever, guys. Marvel Civil War is going to be great.
Yeah, I don't
and
deny- I don't doubt
Spider-Man's
it.
going to be fantastic,
Yeah,
and we're going to
but-
see their relationship, and you're going to be like, this is great. I can't wait.
They're gonna be
I
quipping
was
together
always
and
a
be all
little bit
snarky
sad
and
that Spider-Man took the Iron Man side because,
Yeah.
for all intents and purposes, I agree more with Captain America.
yeah.
I don't like Captain America, so
I
I
do.
kind of want to cheer for Iron Man. but-
Again, we've only seen the trailer. I am
I'm-
positive when we see the movie, both sides will make equal sense.
yeah,
and that
no,
will be the whole point.
totally. And I'm just going off of like the comics.
Yeah, but even
and
in the
everything,
comics
but
too, like
it was-
both sides kind of do make
they
sense.
do. I
Yeah.
just agree more with one side than the other, and I don't like that Spider-Man's on the side I don't agree on. And that makes me sad because I want to pick a side.
Anyway, moving on.
Okay. Well,
Shake your head at me.
I can't wait for like in 3 weeks when we've all seen the movie and this is all moot. I really can't. All right, and then finally, just one last thing, and then I'll do my movie review. Just because I find it interesting. So, Andy Serkis is currently working on a Jungle Book movie, all motion capture. And as we all know, a very successful Jungle Book movie came out last week.
Is this gonna be called like the Jungle
It's called
novel?
Jungle Book Origins, and like they didn't, no one assumed that this Disney one was going to be successful, so it seemed like it could be like a Twister, and a Volcano and Dante's Peak thing where it wouldn't make a difference. But now they're panicking because it was also Andy Serkis's first thing as director, so they've now hired Alfonso Cuarón, who did Gravity, to go in as a consultant and try to make it more interesting.
You know how you make it more
Sounds like
interesting?
trouble all the way around.
You know how you make it more interesting?
The Forest novel.
What I said last week, turn that into a live action Tailspin, and
that'd be
problem
good.
solved.
Yeah.
We get the thing is, it's not
Tailspin
Disney.
Origins.
They don't own the rights to it. This is someone who owns the right to the book, not Disney.
Well, they're screwed.
Oh yeah, it's
Disney
trouble.
live action Tailspin.
Call it
Please.
Especially since that Jungle Book movie is fantastic.
the tropic novel.
so
And call it a day.
Now can we talk about one little bit of sort of movie news before we go on to your thing?
Okay,
or,
sure.
Or do you not have enough time?
No, we'll do real quick.
Okay. Okay. So everyone knows by now Prince died.
Yeah.
So
he
he
did.
has a vault of movies. What's happening to the vault of movies?
and albums.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Why are you asking me?
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out
You
there.
want me to call Prince's people and find
Can
out?
you? I would like to know.
Channel his spirit
I'd
right
like
here
to
on
watch
the
at
air.
least 2 or 3
It's
of them.
impossible to say exactly what will happen. Hopefully, the vaults will be open, but who knows? He may have it in his will that they have to go destroy the vault.
That's a very Prince
They
thing
get
to
buried
do.
with him.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah, he's gonna have an ornate funeral. It's gonna
man.
be. I can't wait to find out what that's like. That'll be like. Won't be as good as Hunter S. Thompson's because Hunter S. Thompson was Hunter S. Thompson, but it'll definitely be as like newsworthy.
Yeah. Oh, probably.
I'm sure. Sure, he had big plans. Maybe he'll be buried in the symbol that he was formerly known as.
That's true. That could be.
Yeah, it was a sad day. Prince
They're
was
gonna
an
they're
immensely
gonna
talented
they're gonna
man.
bury him
Yeah,
and then
yes.
they're gonna move his
There's
grave.
been a really rough week with
Deaths.
with
Yeah,
what's-
China. It's been a weird
China.
year. Celebrities have been dropping off left and right. Alan
mean,
Rickman,
everyone's
Gary
getting
Shandling,
old,
everyone
right?
that I like.
we okay. So we record these on the Thursday before
Yeah.
the Friday, and I woke up today to find out former WWE Intercontinental Champion China
I know
died.
she was huge too.
And,
remember
yeah,
when she was on Third Rock from the Sun?
Yeah, she was a big deal, and like she was the sad thing is like we all knew that she had a bit of a like some demons, and it seemed like she was doing better, and then you find out she wasn't, and that's the part that really hurts too.
It's a bummer.
Anyway, you had some movies you saw.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah,
I only have one
okay.
for this week because there's only one that was sort of genre appropriate, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If we get to the end of 2016 and I see a movie worse than The Huntsman Winter War,
Oh wow.
I will be
Okay.
shocked and appalled.
You
Shocked
know,
and appalled. This is it. This is as bad as this year gets.
well, I
Really?
mean,
There's
the
no doubt in my
Snow White
mind.
and the Huntsman wasn't
So-
exactly
Snow White and the Huntsman was
Oscar
garbage.
material.
Yeah, it was total garbage. And this is like easily this has got to be the most like cynically commercially produced unnecessary sequel I've ever seen. First of all, it's a Snow White sequel with no Snow White.
Yeah.
So right off the bat,
Well, it's a
you're like,
prequel,
what
isn't
the
it?
hell? No, it's a prequel / sequel. It's a movie that exists purely because clearly Christopher Hemsworth must have signed on to do, when I looked at the dates, must have signed on to Snow White and the Huntsman after he filmed Thor, but before it came out. So he didn't have movie star power yet, and in his contract they said you're doing a sequel. And then he became Thor, and they were like, all right, doesn't matter what this is. We got a movie with Thor. We're making it no matter what. So the first thing that would cross your mind is, how can you do Snow White without Snow White?
Make her
And
fight Elsa,
and
obviously.
I imagine that's why it took this long. Yeah, and so what the solution they came up with was to just do Frozen instead. So we find out that Charlize Theron's evil witch had a sister witch, played by Emily Blunt, who was heartbroken and developed cold ice powers and moved off to and formed a new kingdom where love was illegal. It's just Frozen. And then, except serious and somber and no songs. And then the two greatest warriors in her kingdom were Chris Hemsworth and Jessica Chastain, who seem to be in a competition over who can do the worst and most unintelligible Scottish accent. And then, wouldn't you know it, they fall in love.
Uh-oh. That's against the law,
So
Phil.
that really pisses her off. So she punishes them by banishing Chris Hemsworth and imprisoning Jessica Chastain, but making it appear to Chris Hemsworth that Jessica Chastain has died, even though she's just been imprisoned. And then we jump ahead 7 years after the events of the first movie, making it a prequel in the first half and a sequel in the second half.
Okay.
For no reason. And
Well, it's very, very good reason to not have whatever her Kristen Stewart.
Yeah,
be in
totally.
the
Just because
movie.
Kristen Stewart wouldn't be involved, and good for her. She made the right decision.
Yeah, good career move thus far.
Yeah. So then, 7 years later, Chris Hemsworth and Jessica Chastain meet up, and now they're like, oh, so angry, but partners with each other. And then they get two dwarves because I guess the dwarf budget went down. and
It's getting hard to wrangle up dwarves these days.
Yeah, and then they go on a quest to find the mirror from the first one. For its, I don't know why. And Emily Blunt's looking for it too. It's basically just so that eventually we get to a point where Emily Blunt and Jessica Chastain and Chris Hemsworth and Charlize Theron, who must have, even though she's all over the posters, if she like filmed a week, I'd be shocked. She's barely in it at all.
Jesus.
So it's just about getting them all together in a room and they fight, and then we learn that love's great and everyone falls in love. So spoiler, but who cares?
Yeah. No one.
So anyway, it's like so sloppily written. It's so blatantly ripped off of Frozen. Like, well, Snow White and the Seven Dwarf, which I hated. Snow White and the Seven Dwarf, Snow White and the Huntsman, which I hated as well, just because it was so blatantly just, hey, we have Snow White, let's make it like Lord of the Rings. This sounds great. Let's do it.
I remember your review for that. That was amazing.
Hate that shit. And then so this one was like, all right, we can't do that. We'll do Frozen, but we'll make it like Game of Thrones. It's like, does that mean we have boobs and gore? No, it's PG. So have sexual innuendo and legs and fights where you can barely see what's happening. Great, we'll do that. And it's just so boring and dull. And yeah, like Jessica Chastain, I love. And I previously thought she was an actress who couldn't do bad performance. And I no longer think that, but I don't blame her because no one in this movie
just phoned it in,
anything. Everyone, it's clearly just a paycheck for everyone, and I'm fine with that because, aside from Chris Hemsworth, who obviously does a lot of Thor movies, it's all actors who, generally speaking, use their star power to get smaller movies made.
Yeah.
So this way they can afford to make good ones.
Yeah, it's gonna make money regardless.
So I give them that. I certainly hope not. I plead with people not to go. I don't want to encourage this kind of behavior. Like the franchise really, really, really needs to die. The first one was bad enough. This is unbelievably.
But why do I feel like
just irresponsible?
If Disney had their hands and they're like, hey, what if we made a movie where the bad guy from Snow White fights Elsa? Like they could have actually made it an interesting movie.
It could have been more fun, yeah. But no, this happened and. Yeah, and it's directed by a guy who, it's his first movie. He'd previously been a second unit director and effects supervisor, and that's exactly what it looks like. It looks just like completely impersonal. The effects are pretty, but like it's hard to care about anything that's happening. Everyone's like, even Chris Hemsworth, he just makes Thor faces and isn't trying. And honestly, I also genuinely feel that if they took out all the shots of people looking off longingly in the distance, people staring at each other menacingly, people looking off pentively, people thinking really hard silently, and people having silent revelations, it would be 45 minutes long at least. Like that's most of the movie is just people looking off doing something, and they even to the point where like they brought in Liam Neeson to narrate it. I'm sure just because like it was so awkward with all the silence before they did that. Not that he adds anything. And honestly, yeah, it's horrible.
That's hard.
It's horrible, and it's not even like I wouldn't even recommend like going to laugh at it because it's not even fun.
You know, when Liam Neeson can't add anything to your movie, you know you have a problem.
It's bad.
Liam Neeson's had some stinkers. Like that's not.
No, you know what? The only good thing about Ted 2 was Liam Neeson.
Yeah, but I mean, Liam Neeson has even made bad like Taken movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so, even like his own franchises.
But you know, but it's still. I think
he's done plenty of garbage.
I think I could still say that like however bad the Taken movies get, he is still the best thing about them.
Yeah, but that's not saying much.
Yeah. No, but you know, it's Liam Neeson. He does good work.
Not always. He's done some bad stuff.
Name
really
one.
Has.
Yeah, you can't do it, can you, boy?
Well, like pretty.
Phantom Menace.
Yeah, Phantom Menace.
No,
right off
well,
the bat.
Yeah,
no,
that's totally
no.
you can't.
Right
He
off
was
the
good
bat,
in
there's
that.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
I
He was
like-
not good.
He
I
was
like-
a Jedi.
I like Dark
That
Man.
doesn't mean he's good.
Yeah, I like Dark Man a lot as a movie, and I think it gets away with the fact that he's horrible in it. But he's horrible in Dark Man.
It was like his first movie, though, wasn't it?
No, he'd done stuff for a while.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
And yeah, and then just
Probably the first movie I saw with him in it.
I'm having a hard time picking out other things because
It's fine.
the
We'll
bad
press
ones
for
are
time.
so forgettable that you just don't even. But yeah, he's done plenty of bad stuff. Don't worry about that.
If you say so.
No, he has. He 100% has.
Well, it's very safe to say he has. It's not.
But anyway, yeah, unfortunately, I got to make an early exit from this podcast, but I just want to, the last time before I go, plead with absolutely everyone to not go see The Huntsman, Winter's War, because it is god-awful terrible.
You actually like sound like depleted from
It was
talking
really
about
bummed
it.
me out.
From thinking about it.
It really, really bummed me out. It was a really horrible movie. But I do recommend reading my very, very angry review in more detail.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you should
because that the first one, Snow White, was like one. Go back and read Phil's first like Snow White and the Huntsman review. It is the one where he goes in that tangent like, okay, so what if we do this? Like he does the business, and where Brendan let him get away with swearing in the review. Like he drops an F-bomb in the review, and everyone was fine with it.
I put a lot of gross stuff in that review. Yeah, this one's not nearly as elaborate as that. But it's.
We should link it
So
in that
did-
review because
did
it is
you-
like one of
it's
your most
written,
fun
right?
reviews.
Feel free. Yeah.
It's written.
Yep, it's up.
Oh, it's already up on the website. Or
It should technically be now.
okay.
Oh, you
on
scheduled
Friday?
it?
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So
Sorry,
by the
we're
time
having a secondary business to talk.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to talk to
so
Jordan
it's
about
like
that
a
right now
subtweet type
Yeah.
situation.
Technically, I am the one in charge.
Gotcha.
until Monday.
Yeah.
Well then, yeah. There's,
Where my master plan goes into effect.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually scared that he's planning something.
So yeah, as you're listening to this today, Friday, the review should certainly be up because Lord knows yesterday on Thursday it was
Phil was
posted
just
and available
depleted.
for my editors. All
right,
right,
well,
guys.
All right,
bye,
Phil.
Phil.
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak away.
We'll
now.
see you later.
See you
Which
next
is
good
actually works
time.
because we only have like 10 or something minutes left on this podcast.
done.
So,
Just fine.
yeah.
All right,
Awesome.
see you later,
See you, Phil. So I haven't been playing anything right now.
I don't even think we finished game news. we did
well,
it.
no, I
We can
had
talk
one more
about-
thing I wanted to talk about. Well, we only have like 10 minutes, right? So like,
Well,
who
we
cares?
can stretch it a little bit if we want to.
Well, no. Okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna level with you. I'm gonna level with everyone here.
You want to go home
During
and masturbate?
during the recording of this podcast, I drank a bottle of Pure Leaf iced tea.
Do you need
peach
me to hold down
flavor,
the podcast by myself for,
and a
for
Diet
5
Pepsi.
minutes?
So I'm gonna blow pretty soon. Anyway, I had a piece of news that I wanted to talk about, but it's also gonna kind of bleed into what have you been doing. So, two birds with one stone. Two birds stoned at once.
Do you want me to do my review first or my piece of news?
No,
first?
I can hold it. It's fine.
Well, because I'm saying my piece of news doesn't bleed into what I've been playing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Go.
in case some of you haven't known, Bandai Namco has been banning cheaters on Dark Souls 3 for the PC. Apparently, people who have been using mods or cheating tools to increase their stats or increase like enemy drops or item drops have been getting like on Steam and getting hit with a big old ban notice.
Is that
So,
specifically for just people who are cheating, or can people still mod it? If they
the
want to?
problem is, well, let's get into that, is
Okay.
that a lot of people have been reporting, and you guys are free to say, well, maybe they're just cheating and lying about it. But, I wouldn't be the kind of guy I am if I didn't take people on their word. So a lot of people have come out and said they haven't been cheating, and they've been getting hit with a ban. And not only that, some people are speculating that it could be other programs that Bandai Namco or whatever have been like seeing as cheating tools, like things that like allow the PS3 controller to work with the game or with Steam, other like small things that like maybe like I'm not really sure, just other small programs that like might like increase graphics and stuff like that. And then there are rumors that people who have even been coming into contact with any person who might be cheating and then going online, which I will state for the record is a dick move. Don't do it. However, I will get into it in 2 seconds. So yeah, people have been getting hit with bans left and right. And luckily, the internet, Redditors have been coming together to try and solve this problem and figure out solutions and workarounds to it. My personal feelings on it, and I had a very long talk with Quinn about this, and he is more or less wrong, but whatever, is that you want to cheat? Go right ahead, man. Because
The problem is, if it was only a single player campaign or experience, then yeah, whatever. If you're gonna cheat, you're gonna cheat. The problem is that you can actually get these people to come in and help you, and then the
or come into game and kill you.
yeah,
They can
and
invade you,
that's
right?
when it becomes a big
Yeah,
issue.
and I'm not saying that's not right. Like, that's a dick move to do. But I would go so far as to argue that, for me, Dark Souls is kind of a single-player game. I know a lot of people say it's built to be a multiplayer game. I never experienced it that way.
It doesn't matter, though. The fact that it does have that multiplayer experience is what...
Yeah, I get that, and I will back my point up by basically saying the long and short of it is I don't think that the punishment fits the crime. I feel like if you're going to cheat and you're going to hop online, having your account deleted maybe and having to start over or being restricted from getting online is fine, but to be banned from the game entirely so you can't even play the single player,
you
kind of
bought the game. That's
yeah.
You
And
can't, yeah.
and this was my thing too, is like it's like
but there's a terms and services, isn't there, that like you have to agree to? It's like if I'm gonna
yeah, but who have you ever read one of those, Cody?
Yeah, but
no, you
if
haven't.
it's in there, no, I haven't. But like if it's
Exactly.
in there, like then they have every right to. You agreed to it.
I'm not saying that they don't.
And-
I'm just saying I don't know. I feel like that's a bit of a harsh punishment to be completely
it is,
barred
but
from
at
the
same
game.
Time, okay, excuse me. I had an era in my life where Counter-Strike Source was my
What'd I say about your
Slam
phone,
Jam.
Cody?
I can't help it that a 1-800 number decided to call me.
Well, you got first of all, put it on your leg like I do, so when I feel it, I get a little cheeky little thrill.
Okay, so there's a point in my life when Counter-Strike Source was everything. I didn't do anything. I played hockey too. That was it. And I had an experience. I only had one experience with like a hacker or a modder. But I was on a server, a very live, robust server, and a hacker came on. And he was using speed hacks and wall hacks, which means he goes really fast and can go through walls. And everyone left because he was killing everyone, and it stopped being fun. One person managed to kill him, and it was just me and him versus the guy, and it was amazing. And then the hacker left. But up until that point, it was not fun. And if you're gonna ruin other people's experience, that's when it becomes like you should be banned. You shouldn't be able to play.
Yeah.
If you're going in specifically to just ruin someone's time who paid just as much as you did and just wants to have a good time after a long day at work or something, you're a dick. And you shouldn't be playing.
And I agree with you, but in a case like Dark Souls, where there is quite a robust single-player experience, and if you want to cheat to get ahead in that experience, fine. If you hop online, even by accident, because you want to maybe check out like some of the notes, and you're not planning on invading or joining other people's games, you know,
it's
to get completely banned from it is kind of way too much. I think I'm not saying what's right or wrong here. I'm just saying like the punishment doesn't fit the crime, and I don't know. To me personally, it doesn't bother me that much. Like if you want to go ahead and cheat, I mean, hell, I remember a day when cheating used to be an integral part of the gaming experience. Like you used to go to your buddy's house. If that guy had a game genie, he was the hottest kid on the street. Like. And that was basically just a tool that let you hack the game, that let you cheat. Like cheats used to be hidden in the games. Like, you know, one of the most notable things about GoldenEye and all its legacy are the cheats. I can't read that, Cody. It's really. Does it say you have to go pee?
Yes.
Do you need to go pee?
Can we pause? We'll pause for a second.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. And pause. I just unpaused like while you were saying.
Okay, yeah, we're back. I am so sorry, everyone.
He had to pee, couldn't hold it, and he didn't want me to hold the podcast by myself.
Yeah, that would have been rude.
So anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying I don't see it's a huge problem. Like, oh, GoldenEye, that's what I was talking about. So yeah, like GoldenEye straight up gave you cheats for the game for like being good at the game, like performing different tasks got you cheats.
And I can still I had the Xbox version of it. For Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, and San Andreas, R black, L black, left down, right up, left down, right up. Like that's, I'm always gonna remember that stuff. Their cheating is an integral part of the game to an extent, but once you go online, cheating becomes a son of a bitch.
No, I get that, and
you're gonna have to put a coin sound in there. I'm sorry.
That's a PG word. That's fine. We can get rid of that. We just can't.
I don't want to like demean
female dogs.
Yeah.
Jinx, you own soda. No. I feel, you know, to lay out such a harsh punishment towards the people who are doing stuff like that basically completely undermines like the legacy of something like the Konami code. Like that's a cheat code that they print on T-shirts.
You weren't using those codes to mess with other people. That's the thing.
Maybe if you're playing Double Dragon on like.
Yeah, but even
versus
that
mode.
Double Dragon. Like, yeah, but most of the time, Double Dragon is like a cooperative experience. This is your.
Well,
a lot of people are using
there you go,
these
Cody.
cheats.
Most of the time, Dark Souls is a single player experience.
Yeah, and if you're using cheats, if you're using the Konami code on someone, like against them, you're being a dick, and there's just nothing you can do about it. Now there is something they can do about it, and that's good. It's like unplugging someone's controller when you're playing them in like Fight Night or something. Like,
Damn right.
You don't do that. There's a douchey move, and you shouldn't do it.
I you know what? I tentatively agree. I mean,
the sticky situation comes in someone paid money for it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that I don't do a lot of Steam games, but I'm sure there's a terms and service that you can talk about.
Maybe.
Or that not that you can talk about, that you agreed to before you did that. And that makes
no, typically you don't have to. Typically when you just buy a game, and from if I'm remembering correctly, you just sort of buy it.
Well, I mean when you make your Steam account.
Yeah, but I don't think that extends into the realm of modding, because people mod games all the time. In fact, there was a brief moment where Steam was selling mods.
I don't know.
So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying what's right or wrong. I'm saying what I think is just a little bit too harsh of a punishment for something so like small and not important.
That's fair.
All right. Anyway, your
I had a
bit
piece of news. Yeah. So there's a pretty cool Kickstarter going on with a person that I really enjoy interviewing. His name's Dr. Popular. You may remember him because I've written a few articles. He wrote the hilarious God Hates Dinosaurs, and he was also working on like this really cool. It was a video game for your phone. It was like a skateboard game, but the art style was I can't remember the word for it, but it's kind of like triangles instead of like pixel blocks. Trixel art, that's what it is.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it was all Trixel art, and it was really interesting and really cool. Anyway, he's at Kickstarter again for a new project he has. It's called Far Away, and Far Away is a comic. It's a lot bigger than what he normally does. It's 28 pages. He originally intended it to be 8. It's a comic about an Imperial droid that crashes on a planet, and he's on a death mission to kill Jedi. And he befriends a Jedi, and they learn a little bit of something about.
They learn about the magic of friendship.
Yeah, it's actually there's this really cute part where she's not quite a Jedi yet, but anyway, there's this cute little part where something happens, and he's like passed out. The droid.
How do droids pass out? Then droids.
He malfunctions.
Okay.
And he, so you know how like the droids have like the one, the probe droids have like the one camera.
Yeah.
In the middle. The main character draws like a little eye off to the side, so it makes it look like he has 2 eyes.
Aww.
So there's like this one like not super detailed eye, but like this like crudely drawn eye right beside his like
big
camera.
probe eye.
Yeah. And so it always looks like he's looking at them like from like I don't know, like a little bit of a like an
side
angle. Yeah, it's really cute.
Oh sure, so anyway. You like it when friggin' Dr. What's his name does it for Star Wars, but if My Little Pony did, you'd be like, oh, this is stupid.
I never said that.
Oh, you did.
I never made fun of you for like.
You
My Little
said
Pony.
it without using your words, Cody. You said it with your eyes.
My Little Pony is not my jam.
But
if you wanna...
that's another big thing. So there's actually currently a Humble bundle going on right now for like a wad of My Little Pony comics, and take it from a guy who's read like 4 or 5 of them. They're actually really good.
Okay. Anyway, it's at Kickstarter now. It's called Far Away.
Go check it out.
There's going to be something going up about it. I'm doing a little bit of a preview. I really recommend it. It's a good read, and
so wait,
all the money is going towards. He has a person that's like does a lot of puts the color into his comics. And he was really happy. Yeah, he was really happy with the last one he did. Which was,
I love how you just agreed to me like that's an actual thing.
And he wants to like kind of make sure that he gets a really good wage this time, because like you can only do so much as like a starving artist, right?
It's true. We got to eat.
So all this money is going towards paying this guy, and I think that's a really nice thing. I talked to him today, and he was like, if I make the goal, like the minimum goal I have set, I'm breaking even. Like I'm not making any money off of it. It's all going towards him. So that's a nice little gesture, and you don't see a lot of that kind of like selflessness when it comes to.
Oh well, you know what? When you mentioned me, speaking of that, there was actually a bit of news for the Magicka people, fans of Magicka.
Okay.
The Wizard Wars, I think it was like a free-to-play online game, shutting down today because basically not today. They announced today that they're shutting it down. They're going to keep it open for another 9 or something months, I think, or a few weeks or whatever. Basically, they've been going on with this game for a solid almost a year and a half, not making any money out of it. What they've been making hasn't been worth the justification to keep the servers on, but they've been doing it, and they haven't been making money for a while now, but they basically just did it out of a love for the fans of the game. It's like, you guys love this game, you want to play it, we want to give it to you, but unfortunately now it's not worth it anymore. So it's a bit of a bummer, but you know what? Yeah, like you said, man, it's always really cool when people come out and do these kind of selfless things just for the people who enjoy the product.
It's nice little
gesture.
Yeah. I like that.
So how does this bleed into the whole what you've been playing, doing?
I haven't really been playing anything. I read that.
Okay.
I have a game. I'm not sure if it's under embargo or not, so I don't
Which
know
one?
if I should talk about it.
You could say the name of it.
I can.
I'm pretty sure you can.
It's run gun jump gun.
I think that is under embargo. I don't know if you can talk about it.
All right.
We'll just keep that on the down low.
Yeah. Well, it's not
Google run gun jump gun, and see.
Well, because in the email there's nothing about it, but I will. What we should do is though, this is like an off thing. When we say that, if it is under embargo, if we find out, just like bleep it out.
Okay.
So.
Although I'll tell you what I've been playing lately. So I got my hands on. I'm still playing Hyper Light Drifter because my god, that game is so good. Haven't got Dark Souls 3 yet. Been meaning to. Been waiting. I just bought myself a new laptop, so I am like officially flat broke. I don't know how I'm gonna eat for the next like couple of weeks, but we'll figure it out. Got myself a copy of the Banner Saga 2. That review is up on the site if you want to read it. I enjoyed it. I didn't play the Banner Saga 1, but like luckily, you know, the game kind of does fill you in on stuff, and it's sort of just vague enough that like the events of the first one kind of like bleed into the second one, and the choices that you make kind of don't really like matter so much.
Okay.
It's got a little bit of the Oregon Trail. You're a Viking. You're like leading a big group of Vikings and like people and like civilians and stuff on this expedition because there's like zombie soldiers invading the land. There's also a giant serpent that's like knocking mountains into the ground. So you're kind of investigating that. So, you know, as you're sort of traveling along, little like events will come up that sort of test your leadership, and then they like come up like later on. You know, like, because when it told me that whole like, you know, decisions you make will carry on in the experience, I was like, okay, you know, this is like a Telltale game naturally. But then it was like a part where there was like, it's like the children are running around on the boat and hanging off the side. They seem to be bored. And I sort of like accidentally chose something that made me kind of a jerk, because it was like basically me yelling at the parents to tell them to keep their kids by their side. But then like the very next event that happened on the thing was like the waves are getting really choppy, and like some people have been knocked over by the force. You know, the parents are thanking you for reminding them to keep their kids by their side, because otherwise they would have probably died if I didn't do that. So, but I was like, really? It's like the next thing. Like, I thought maybe like later down the game it was going to come up again, like a Telltale game or something, but
Like immediately after.
yeah, it was almost
kinda
immediately after that it happened. And yeah, I thought so too, but I was just like, I was shocked by how quickly it happened. And then yeah, and then there's like little like interactions that you make with other characters too, that like also do that. So like, you know, they question your leadership, and they might like, you know, make your job hell later down the road. Beautiful game though. Like everything is like hand drawn. The art style is unbelievable. Like it really does look like a comic come to life. Like it's just so pretty. The music's really good. And then when gameplay actually happens and you go into battles, it's basically Fire Emblem. Yeah. More or less.
Oh, that's cool.
I digged it. For the most part, I digged it. It was like just little minor stuff. Like it felt really slow paced. And I get the feeling that it was a game that was developed for mobile first, and then thrown onto Steam, because the Banner Saga 1 was on mobile as well. And the Banner Saga 2, like the way it plays, you know, when you're just sort of like waiting for like the next events to happen, it takes a really long time, which I feel like that would have worked if you're sitting on the train, just sort of like killing time anyway and just waiting for stuff to happen. But in a dedicated sit down PC experience, I found myself getting very bored very fast. And then it's just like small interface stuff. And also I kind of had the feeling that this was a mobile game first, because when you pause the game, there's like a little button that says rate this app, which feels like, I mean, technically, I guess you on a computer, you could call a game an application.
Yeah.
But
no.
That's lingo that I feel is reserved for the mobile sphere. So I was kind of like, and then it feels like, yeah, just like the way like the interface feels like it might have lent itself better to touch controls. And then there's just really dumb stuff like, you know, there's like you have like little like willpower things that let you use super moves, and as you like kill enemies, you build up this willpower that's like in this like big like bugle horn. But that bugle horn will get in the way of other like text, like your character's health and like movement position and stuff like that. It's really annoying. So it's just little like minor stupid stuff like that kind of held it back from being a really, really great experience. And then I was playing a game that I actually just found by accident last week when I was on Humble Bundle again. It's called Space Food Truck.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
It's really
cool.
neat.
Do you have any more keys left for that?
No, I gave them all away.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, man.
No, it sounded cool, but I mean,
it's
I'm
like
way too busy to be.
You know what? And it's not what you think it is. It's actually like a fairly complex like card stacking game.
Okay.
So it's like you have your space food truck, and then you have your individual people, your captain, your chef, your engineer, and your scientist. So the captain will like tell you where to go, the chef makes the food, the scientist like figures out new like upgrades for your different people, and the engineer maintains the ship. So like again, kind of Oregon Trailsy in the way that like random events will happen that will mess up your ship and you have to deal with it, but like every character, like you have a hand of cards, and you have to sort of like stack the cards in a certain way to like get the most beneficial elements out of like one specific like use card. And then you dump all your cards at the end of that turn. You get a fresh set, go to the next character, do the whole thing again. So it's actually like really complex, and you need to do a lot of like thought work before you just sort of like get right into it. At the same time, because of that, it's like random nature doesn't lend itself well to the premise of like having a space food truck. Like that idea in itself is such a cool game that if you kind of mixed it like No Man's Sky style with like Cooking Mama, that would have been really awesome.
Yeah, it feels like kind of like a missed opportunity.
And then there was this really stupid part in the beginning, and I was kind of just like, come on, guys, when I first like saw it, because there's no tutorial. The game doesn't actually teach you how to play itself. Instead, it does that Nintendo thing that it did with the Wii Motion Plus, where it's like it recommends that and it links you to a video of like I think one of the devs playing the game and trying to explain it. But like if you're like me, I'm a hands-on kind of learner, so just watching this video from a guy, and no offense, kind of really boring. Like I was just like, you know what, screw it, I'm not even paying attention to it. I'm just gonna jump into the game and try to figure it out as I go along.
That's the one thing with a lot of Nintendo, and this has sort of what to do with you said, a lot of those Nintendo ads that they have where they go into like in depth about how you play the games, a lot of times it turns me off of the game. They make it sound needlessly complex, and then you finally get around to playing, you're like, oh, this is a lot better. Jesus.
Cody, I am going to ninja kick you in the face.
I didn't realize I had my phone on the table.
For like the 19th time.
Okay, no, it's new rules because I left to go to the bathroom.
Fine,
so after that,
it's
a new set
reset.
of rules, yeah. But no, it always makes the entire experience. That one was really loud though.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like the other ones, I don't think the microphones picked up. That one they did.
It's because it was sitting on the paper. That's why.
Yeah, that's probably it.
That was just full intensity.
Read me. No, yeah. So I that it always kind of makes me not want to play because it makes it seem a lot more difficult than it is, and it's always like, why are they so complex? Like, I don't understand.
I never get that from that. What I get is like the opposite, is that it's like they're explaining it way too much, and it's like they're taking a lot out of the game.
Yeah. And
I'm just like, okay, guys, leave a little something to like for us to figure out, right? Because that's, you know what I mean? Like it was something that I feel like they do this a lot too, is that they give away like so much, and then you get into the game and it's like, because they did with I think it was Sticker Star. Not that I think that Sticker Star was a bad game, but it was like they were using like a lot of the music from Sticker Star, and it almost like, okay, it's like this is gonna be like the commercial theme or whatever, but it's like that was like one of the main themes in the game. I was like, oh guys, you gave that away. Like that's something I like to find out about games, right? Like they're into cool music and stuff. And it's like one big thing that they just totally gave away, and I didn't like that.
Yeah, that was the other thing too. What they did with 3D World.
Yeah.
Where a lot of those, like the commercial is made. Well, the game was boring, so that's probably why. But the commercial made the game seem really boring. Like I went back when that trailer dropped. I went back and watched the Super Mario World, like this Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Commercial, and wow.
It's so radically different.
Much
I know.
Better. Like I was like, I want to play Super Mario World now, and I went and played Super Mario World.
Oh man,
3D World, and was
really
disappointed.
Have you ever watched the Japanese commercial for Link to the Past?
No.
No.
Is
okay. Anyone who's listened to this who hasn't watched the Japanese commercial for A Link to the Past, go home and watch it, because I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to show you after the podcast.
Yeah.
It is the best thing ever. Which actually, you know what? It was actually probably right about the time that we need to wrap this one up.
Yep.
So, guys, thank you so much for listening. Here is to another. I got my drink right here. You can't really hear it. Here's to another 200 Pixels and Ink podcasts. We hope that you have enjoyed the journey thus far, and we can't wait to see what the future holds for this wicked, not lucrative podcast. I was gonna say lucrative, but then I realized that
dishonest.
no,
You don't want your journalistic credibility taken away.
not at all. So thanks a lot for listening. If you want to check out more, any of our reviews or written stuff, you can check us out at cgmagonline.com. As always, you can check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/comicsgamingmagazine. Check us out on Google+, google.com/+cgmagonline. And you can check us out at Twitter at cgmagonline. I'm also on the Twitter at NinjaJordan_, and I'm also on YouTube. If you want to check me out on YouTube, it's Ninja Reviews. And hey, I mean, while you're there, check out CG Mag Online at YouTube. Same thing, more or less. Just search it, you'll find it. We're doing videos and stuff. Subscribe.
We do a lot of videos.
Like, favorite, and subscribe. Like this is 19. Y'all, you know what? That's something else. If we were 4 years ago, or however long it was, but when podcast first started, like, favorite, and subscribe would still be a thing. I think.
Like
Probably.
Favorite and subscribe?
Yeah, remember when liking, favoriting, and favoriting were two separate things? Now liking and favoriting are the same thing on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, before they were different.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? Oh, man.
Would that have meant that, like, Vivo wasn't around then?
Vivo? No, Vivo was around.
No? Okay.
Just no one used it. No one's still using it.
No, YouTube Vivo was a big thing for a while.
YouTube Vivo was a thing? I don't remember YouTube Vivo being a thing. I remember Vivo being a thing, but that was like for like artsy students who put their stupid
I'm thinking
student
of like a
films
lot of
on
like
there.
bands and stuff went that route with Vivo.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Vimeo. What am I thinking of?
Vimeo was fun.
Vimeo was fun.
Anyway, you can catch me on Twitter at Cody _Orm.
Say that.
Phil, who is not here anymore,
At that
is
Phil
at
Brown.
That Phil Brown. Don't forget Melanie, who should be making her triumphant return sometime this year, is at Kicks and Chaos.
KIXXEN.
Chaos.
Normal spelling.
And our fearless leader, Brendan Fry, who's at PAX East right now. I am very jealous of you. He actually did invite me to go, and I couldn't.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like I would want to go to just PAX. I don't know about PAX East. Maybe PAX Central. I don't know.
He's at B Fry
26. Yeah. I think Lisa's Lisa Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that's all of us. Check us out. Give us all the social media stuff. You can check us out on MeTomo as well. Friend us on Twitter. We'll friend you back. And I don't know, get ready for some giveaways of like, I think we got Point Break back there. Oh, and we got.
I think that contest ended, didn't it?
Did it? I don't know. Whatever.
No. You know what? I think Point Break contest is still
that's
going.
right, because you said it for a month.
I accidentally said it for a month.
And so is the contest for Batman Justice League versus
that wasn't that long ago.
No? Okay, then yeah, we got a contest going for Justice League versus Teen Titans. You check that out. I hope it's good. I just watched Justice League War, and my God, did it suck so bad. We'll talk about that on the next podcast. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Bye.